And it is time for more on UATV English. You ask hard questions and we answer them in easy terms. This week, the question asked by our dear follower, Sir Jack. And that question sounds like, why isn't anyone talking about the chance of nuclear war becoming more likely every day? So we talk about it. First of all, no one is talking about a nuclear war because this is exactly what the Kremlin wants to. Moscow is trying to intimidate other countries with possible nuclear strikes in order to reduce support for Ukraine. To some extent, they even succeed in this because permission to strike on Russian territory was very difficult for our Western partners. Even now, this permission has its own restrictions, which of course Ukraine will comply with. However, no one wants a nuclear war. No one. Even Putin. He said on Friday, and I quote, "We never said we were ready to push the nuclear button." Of course, these are just words again, because Russian propagandists on the main TV channels of Russia promised nuclear annihilation on Berlin, London, and Washington. Or you can now open the official Telegram channel of the former president of Russia and the deputy chairman of the Security Council, Medvedev, and count how many times there were mentions of nuclear ash, nuclear strikes, and generally erasing everything into dust. By the way, I have a little guess that I hope is wrong, but it is very likely that Russia is preparing provocations at the captured Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. As always. And now the information whitewashing is just continuing. Returning to the topic of nuclear war, it seems to me that Putin now spoke about the nuclear button because he realized that his blackmail failed. The taboo on strikes on Russian territory has been lifted. It cannot be returned back. And maybe Putin realized that he made a mistake and is trying to return the status quo of April this year. But it will never be like that again. Neither at the beginning of the year nor in January 2022, it will no longer be the same as it was in 2014, before the start of the war against Ukraine. Although, of course, there is a probability that there will be only a nuclear war and nuclear winter. It always is. But, the only people who are not afraid of them are the Ukrainians. Do you know why? Because we were already expecting tactical nuclear strikes in 2022, when we were recapturing Kharkiv Oblast and Kherson Oblast. At that time, the Kremlin actively promoted this topic of a nuclear war in the media in order to prevent our partners from breaching Russian defenses. As you can see, it didn't work then. And so any talk of nuclear war is just talk. And when there are no more conversations, then humanity will not have much longer to live. That seems to be all for tonight and for this week. For news on Ukraine, stay with Ukraine. Next week, my colleagues on UATV English will break more hard truths to the easiest of terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. Thank you for being with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Your voice and support matters. It helps to promote our Ukrainian voice worldwide. Stay safe and tuned for more, and stand with Ukraine. Goodbye.